what has made us who we are. Number one, the conversion of the Nagas into Christianity is one of the most remarkable chapters of our history. It is the conversion that shaped all the cultural and social reformation in our education. Second, our national movement. Our national movement started very early in order to preserve our identity, our nation, but in the end, in the process, it is the national movement that is giving us an identity. Now, in this process, I want to mention two things. The first one I have mentioned, Christianity. The second one is what I call the underground episode. Now, when you say underground, you are likely to misunderstand, because nowadays when an extortionist comes with their papers and their gun and in the name of Nagaland for Christ, they are called underground. I'm not talking about that underground. In the 50s, the Indian army burned our villages. The villagers went to the jungle and lived there for 3 years, for 5 years, for some it was 20 years. In this chapter, something changed. Something made us who we are. What I call the underground journey is like for us crossing the Red Sea. It is our Masada. It is our D-Day. It changed our philosophy and made us to be who we are. And therefore, we are a strong people, because those who have suffered the most have the most to learn and to give. So now, let us jump into what is happening now. The present agreement is causing confusion, anxiety, anger, and uncertainty. People are worried because we do not know what is in that agreement. We do not know what do you mean by honorable and acceptable, unless it is put down in writing, this is acceptable, this is honorable. So people are angry, people are confused. But one thing I tell you, one thing is clear. All the leaders, all the NGOs, the church, and the people of Nagaland have agreed on one point. They said, we cannot continue in this mess. We cannot tolerate the extortion anymore. We will not accept intimidation. This is something very clear. No matter what is the outcome of the agreement, we still have to build our nation. And I hope the agreement will be a good one for us. And I'm optimistic about it. But that does not mean everything will be okay. We're a damaged people, our relationship is broken, we have killed each other, brothers are killing brothers, and we must stop that. Our task before us now is to find that answer, to find that solution to build our nation. In other words, we must bring reconciliation and healing and peace. And peace in biblical sense is shalom. And shalom is not absence of war. Shalom is the wholeness of life, the complete living. It is tranquility, it is justice. In other words, it is like God's kingdom on earth. And that is the task before us. And unless we find this, unless we reinvent and change our narrative, we will surely perish. But there is hope because there are many groups, many young people who are now becoming aware and restless and want to do something. They'll create possibilities of dialogues that we don't know yet. And when that comes, the voice of the smaller nations, of the weaker nations, of indigenous people, of countries who are occupied by outside forces will have a chance to be liberated in the true sense of the term. People like countries like Nagaland, Tibet, Uyghurs, Kurdistan, who are occupied by the powerful empires. And I tell you, the empires don't last. Empires one day will break. So we have to be prepared for the future.